Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am excited, and I want to share my excitement with you. You probably won't care or be excited. I shouldn't say you won't care. That was dumb wording. I know most of you will care. I just meant that it's not something that's going to excite you. I'm just excited. I am sitting in front of Hannaford. I am here to buy meat. Meat, and more meat. I want some meat. Let's make a long story short as I do a recap as to what I have been doing for like over a year. In August of 2015, I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic. I was close to being diabetic, and my doctor suggested low carbs, and that got me like right on track. My A1C number went down. I don't even really remember my numbers right now. I think I was a 6.3 and I went down to a 5.9. Then I ended up losing insurance, and I wasn't keeping up with checking that, and I don't have a monitor. I know some of you said, well, can't you test yourself? I don't have any of that. I was low carb, and when I say low carb, I wasn't having any pasta, any bread, no white potatoes, certainly no potato chips. And when I say I wasn't having that, I pretty much was not having it at all, with a few exceptions. I don't mean like, oh, well, I had a little bit 2 or 3 times a week. No, I had maybe a little bit 2 or 3 times in a year, and not even in excess, because once I went to low carb, my cravings stopped. Those of you who were with me for that, do you remember how excited I was? It was freedom. Freedom from cravings was all I cared about. I didn't care if I ever lost a pound. I did care about my A1C number, but the best thing was freedom from cravings. And somehow, along the way, I started to let carbs back in, and I really don't know why. It's not that I was craving them. How come all of a sudden I was letting them in when for all that time I was cooking pasta for my mother and potatoes, and never even would take a noodle and put it in my mouth? Like if there was an elbow stuck in the pot, that would normally go, no. I would either toss it or put it in whatever container I was putting her leftovers in. So I don't know why all of a sudden I started to let stuff in. I started like with rice, started to not feel good. And then I started letting pretzels in. That led to potato chips. That led to multiple kinds of potato chips. And I was like, okay, enough is enough. I've been back on eating potato chips probably nightly for maybe 2 weeks. And I feel like shit. I feel terrible because I've been complaining about it. The other thing that concerns me is my eyes. My whites of my eyes are not white. They're not yellow. That would really concern me. But they're like red or, just dull. I don't have good clear whites of my eyes. That usually points to not being healthy. So I've been trying to convince myself that I need to go back to what I was doing. But it's funny that even though I know it was awesome, I know I felt good, I know I didn't crave, I feel like I won't get there again. Once I got back on carbs, I was craving carbs. Last night, I wasn't even hungry, and I was like, oh my God, if I don't eat something, I had to get out of bed and eat because I was so consumed with it. It is like a drug addict needing a drug, and I hate that feeling. I hate it. The last 10 years that I drank, I did not want to drink. I hated it, but I could not stop. And that's a lot of suffering there. Not only did I suffer with the hangovers, I suffered with the idea that I just could not do what I wanted to do. I had to struggle, and I always said, as long as I'm struggling with this addiction to alcohol, I'll never quit because I don't like to struggle. If it's a struggle for me to stop doing something, I'm not going to stop doing it. Then all of a sudden, and I've talked about that before and I'll talk about it again, I finally just said, I'm just going to stop drinking, and if I want it tomorrow, I'll drink tomorrow. And, I slowly came out of it. And I'm not against drinking. If I were to go out with a bunch of girls and we would hit a Chinese restaurant or something, I'm guaranteeing you I would be having a scorpion bowl, but I would not go back to drinking. I just wouldn't. Anyway, let's get off the drinking. Right now we're talking about food. So last night I went to bed very early. I felt horrible. My head has been pounding. I know it's the carbs. It was like so early and there was really nothing to watch on TV. And I wasn't even into YouTube. I mean, that's how I was like, I just can see that I'm spiraling away from feeling good mentally, physically. So I said, well, I'm just going to look around and see what there is to read. And I happened to fall on an article from Good Housekeeping. And I can't remember what the title was, but it was about a woman who eats 0 carbs. I read that article. I went to that woman's blog. I will link down below. The sad thing is this woman, she blogged almost all of 2015, and then she didn't blog for a year, over a year, and she just has like a recent blog post, I think, from October. I don't know if she's going to start blogging again. She had another baby, so she's just been very busy. But there's a lot of good info on her blog, and I'm hot. Hot alert! I need the air conditioner. 59 degrees. I need AC. I really didn't dabble with 0 carb. First of all, I know and I'm fully ready to have people telling me just how bad what I'm going to try is for me. I know there are people who are going to say you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. I understand even why you feel that way or think that way. I really do. Here's my response that I have to that, and I will be responding this way in the comments. I absolutely welcome even the negative comments. I want you to be able to feel free to say what you want. I'm trying to be better about that and not letting it upset me or make me crazy or hate you. I don't want to hate anyone. My reply is going to be, I care more about my mental health than my physical health. You know why? Because I am going to die one day. Did you know that? I'm going to die. You are too. We're all dead donkeys at some point. So while I'm alive, since there's no guarantee as to when I will die, I could die today on my way home in a car accident. So while I'm here on this earth that I pretty much dislike most of the time, because I didn't ask to be here, I didn't ask for this. While I'm here, I want to at least have a clearer head and not suffer mentally as much. I would like to not be as miserable as I am while I'm here. So if doing something that some people think might be the wrong way to eat, if doing that makes me feel better mentally, I'm going with it. I would rather have a shorter life. If you seriously think that the way I'm going to be eating is going to shorten my life, I will take it. I'd rather have a shorter life with less mental illness than a long life of being a freaking nutcase 90% of the time. And I'm not even all into a long life. Why do I want to continue to be here? I'm not all into it. So I just want to work on my mental health. I really do. And I don't like taking meds. I don't like the expense. I don't like that I have to continue to see a doctor. I don't like that. So if I can keep myself from having to take stuff for diabetes, or if I could stop taking my blood pressure pill and maybe even stop the Prozac one day, that's what I'm aiming for. Got it? Good. Also, you can think of it as though I have an addiction or maybe deadly allergies. Think of it that way. I have made this comparison before. If someone were to say to you, if I eat this peanut, I will die, you would not, I hope, offer them peanuts or peanut butter cookies and say, you need to try it, you need to eat it because you can't live without a peanut. Nobody would say that, right? So if I say to you, carbs are destroying me, well, you can go ahead and say, but you need carbs, they're good for you. You might as well just tell me that you wish I was dead. Because when I'm on carbs, I wish I was dead. Because it's not a life. It's not a way to live for me. I don't want to be a prisoner to food like I don't want to be a prisoner to booze. If I am addicted and it's making my life miserable, I need to stop the addiction. And I need to be free to make that decision for myself. But I know I'm going to have those poo-poo on it, and that's okay. You can poo-poo on my parade! I don't mind. I really don't mind, because I'm trying to be nicer. and more accepting of everyone's opinion. But I will reply with things like, you know, I can't do it your way because I'm an addict. So here's what I'm doing. This woman, and I'm not going to follow her exactly, but I am going to use a little trick I did with drinking because it's going to get me through. Because it's hard to go back to something. It's like, as wonderful as it felt, it's hard to believe that it felt good because I forget the good feelings. It's just like with depression. When I'm depressed, I can say, oh, I used to be happy at a time there. It's like I don't feel like I could ever feel that again. I also despise falling off wagons because I feel like that is a complete failure. And so I would rather not get back on the wagon, because if I get back and fall again, that's another failure. I'd rather not even attempt it, because if I'm just on the ground and not on the wagon, I'm just there, and it's not like I'm here and then I'm back here. I'm here and then I'm back here. I'd rather fail just once. I don't want to keep failing. But at this point, I feel like crap, and I need to feel better. I read this woman's blog. I read a lot of other people's blogs and their ways. And I guess it's like a keto diet, which my friend Shauna, hi Shauna, she has been doing, and it's been working wonders for her. But I never really paid attention too much to the keto thing because I do love vegetables, and I don't even know what's allowed on keto. But here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be eating meat. And meat, including bacon with the fat and the bacon grease, and ground beef. And it doesn't have to be the lean ground beef. I'm going to be eating a ton of meat. I'm also going to be eating eggs. I'm going to eat as many eggs as I feel like eating per day. I am not concerned about my skyrocketing cholesterol. My cholesterol, the total cholesterol, which isn't all as important as like the good and the bad. Those numbers mean more. But my cholesterol, the last time was checked, was what, 315? I think I had gotten it down to 309. And then I haven't had it checked since, but I know it's way up there. My doctor has always said, eating cholesterol is not your problem, Darlene. It's hereditary in you, and it is going to be hard to bring that down with the way you eat. He was all for my low-carb way of life. He believes in this. So I will be eating meat and eggs. And since that other woman who has done remarkably well, and I'm sad that I don't know her name, but again, go look down below. She also has some cheese, minimal amounts of cheese, and her only dairy, other than that, is heavy cream in her coffee. That's what I'm going with for now. What I have told myself is, and I like that it's a Thursday because Saturday's not far away, I'm telling myself if I can do that during the week, or at least maybe 3 days a week, I will say on Saturdays and Sundays, if I want to add some vegetables, I will. I'm going to try very hard not to add any sugar or any of the starchy things, but if I really feel like I want some veggies, I will have them. Now, that woman swears that she can't even tolerate the natural carbs in vegetables. It just triggers her. It makes her fall apart. And I believe that. I believe that some people are just extremely sensitive to the food that they eat. So I want to try it her way because I'm an addictive type, and I think my body will probably respond really well to eating just meat and eggs because I'm drawn to that anyway. So this is what I'm going to try. And the other cool thing is that I have started freezing food for my mother. So how good that is that on the weekends, I can do that for her for the week. And then during the week, I don't have to be cooking any kind of pasta or anything. Now, even though that wasn't bothering me before, why even take a chance and have to see it? I don't have to see it. I can just go in the freezer, grab what she wants. How cool? How cool is that? And then if I ever say like, oh my God, I'm dying for pizza, I want a slice of pizza, I can tell myself this weekend, if I still want a slice of pizza, I can have it. Then by the time the weekend comes, I probably won't want it. So I'm always going to give myself permission to have whatever it is I want later. Like I used to do with the booze. I would be dying. I want a drink, I want a drink, I want a drink. If you want a drink tomorrow, you got my permission. I would give myself permission. The day would come, I would just say the same thing. And I will have a drink again one day, but boy, I want to make sure I have the camera for that. but I just don't care. I don't care if I have it or not. Just like with the carbs, I will have some carbs. I'm sure that there'll be times that I just, probably even go crazy and buy a bag of chips. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to try to do the best that I can, and I'm very curious to see how I will feel eating my beloved meat. That's what I'm going to do. Oh my God. And that guy was kind of good looking. I think I should go in the store now. I will be talking about it. I know some of you will be interested in this. Some of you won't. I won't talk about it constantly, but I will keep you updated because it's going to help me. And if I'm happy about the way it's going, I won't be able to help but tell you, because I want to let you guys know if I'm feeling better, because I certainly let you know when I feel like crap all the time. Very excited. And now I'm going in to buy ground beef, whatever other beef I can find. I have bacon ends. I even have some in the freezer, so I don't need those. I get those at Rogers anyway. And my mother does need bread and bananas, so I'm going to get that for her. I'll show you what I bought when I come out. Apparently, I talked a lot before I went in the store because my battery is down to 19 minutes, and I had a lot of minutes. I will be doing much editing to make this video watchable. Hot AC. I fully intended on showing you what I bought, but I came out of that store with so much meat, and I just put it all in my trunk. So I'm going to read the list to you instead. I spent $77. Now, as much as I like to shop at Walmart, I don't care for their meat prices there. I do like their ground beef, and I should have picked some up yesterday, but I didn't. I will be going there for that. I did good, and we were not sure if I was going to buy a turkey for Thanksgiving. I was just, so down and like, and we don't do anything. It's just going to be me and my mother. But now that I'm going to be back to meat, I bought myself a 20-pound bird, which I will cook when it's thawed. I'm just going to put it in my refrigerator, and when it's thawed, I will cook it, which will be before Thanksgiving, but that's fine. I don't care what day I cook it. I just hope I have room in my freezer for all this stuff. I will probably be cooking some of this stuff for freezing, and will show you as I do that. Like I said, I don't think I'll be doing that just on Sundays. I'm going to do it whenever I feel like it, because I can. In the deli, I treated myself to roast beef. Do you know how excited that makes me? And it's expensive, but it was on sale for $7.49 a pound, so I paid $11.68. I got a pound and a half because I know my mother's going to want some. I got my mother her Red Franks. They were on sale for $4.89 a pound, which was even cheaper than the ones I got at Walmart. So I got her a pound. I don't know how many Red Franks there were in the bag, but I got her that. I also picked up 2 of my rotisserie chickens that are $4.49 here, but I was able to get them with the 80 cents off sticker, which makes them $3.69. Yes, $3.69, I do believe. I got my mother her Italian bread, and I got 3 dozen eggs. You might think, oh, she's gonna OD on eggs and cholesterol. We go through a lot of eggs anyway. My mother does. My mother just went to the doctor yesterday. She's 93. All her vitals were good, all of them. She is on some meds, but the doctor's like, just keep doing what you're doing. And she ODs on bread, eggs, sugar, salt, even though she's not supposed to have salt because of her legs. She went back to it. She can just keep on doing what she's doing at 93. I picked up an 8-ounce pork pie for her, and it's just a small one, and that was only $3.49. Then I got 2 bottom round rump roasts, which will be very tender if I boil them or slice thin. One was $11.13, one was $11.52. They each had $2 off stickers. Then I got hearts and gizzards. I did. I can eat those. And I got 2 packs of those. My mother was just asking for some, I believe, yesterday, so she'll be happy. Then I got ground beef, which was 85% fat, and that was $2.79 a pound, which is $10.13. And I did go ahead and get that turkey. It was 47 cents a pound? No, yeah, I think so. Anyway, it was 20 pounds plus, and it was $9.75. Then for my mother, I got some bananas. That's what I got, and it came up to with $76.82. I hope this works for me. I ran out of battery, and I only have 7 minutes on this one. I swear I must have at least an hour of footage, so this is going to take a lot of editing. I will be cutting out entire stories, and you'll never know what you missed. I just walked in. I haven't even put the groceries away. I was going to maybe show you a couple of those things, but I don't have time because the battery's gonna die on me again. And I will probably show you how I cook some of these things. Keep your fingers crossed for me that I can do this because I need to start feeling better again. I need to, because it doesn't feel good to be sick all the time. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!